Students, lesson number 14, elements, compounds and mixture. Under this lesson, we are starting the next part of our lesson, and that is the mixture. So, here it is, they told us that is prepare a sharbat. Prepare a sharbat. Tell me how you will prepare the sharbat. Yes? So, first of all, you will take a glass of a water. Then, afterwards, you will add inside it a 2 means sugar. Then some quantity of salt you will add inside it, and you will afterwards you will add a lemon juice. Okay, this is the process of preparing the sharbat. Now, how to prepare bhel? So whenever you are preparing the bhel, what we are doing? First of all, we are taking the puffed rice in the plate. Okay, then we will add inside. We are going to add inside it some farsan mix, otherwise some groundnuts are there, some shave we are adding, then onion, then pieces of onion, then coriander leaves, then tomato tamarind's juice, tamarind what jaggery's juice we are adding, and then we are mixing and we are making the bhel from it. So inside it, if you see sharbat, whenever we are preparing, some people like the sweet sharbat, some people like not so sweet sharbat, means little quantity of sugar if we add it, then also okay. So bhel, whenever we are preparing the bhel, some people like the hot or tikha bhel, some people like the sweet bhel. So these are the choice. Some people like the more number of groundnuts, some people like the more number of the shave inside it. So inside the quantity is not the perfect here. So here it is the mixture. It is the mixture. Did the taste of original ingredients change due to the above process? Here, if you take the taste of sharbat, you will notice that sugar has its own taste, salt shows its own taste, lemon shows its own taste. So in this way, in the sharbat, all the ingredients give it a different taste. Same inside the bhel. We can taste the tamarind, we can taste the sweetness of the jaggery, we can taste the shaved taste is different. So in these two dishes inside, or in these two things inside, the original ingredients, whichever ingredients are there, their taste is not changing. So here the mixture is formed. Here from this, the definition of mixture is given here. Mixture is formed by mixing different element, is formed by mixing different elements or a compound. Okay, so here if you take the example of sharbat, otherwise you take the example of bhel, both the process inside, the ingredients are more than one. The proportion of various components in the mixture is not fixed, and its proportion is also not fixed. We can add as per our choice. We are adding the materials inside it. No chemical change takes place during formation of mixture. So here the groundnut, otherwise shave, whatever you are taking, its original taste is not changing, and new substance is formed. It is a mixture, but original substance taste is remain as it is, and such a type of substances are called as a mixture. Now, can you tell what are the mixtures used in everyday life? So, if you take the example of mixture, pohe, baking, chuda, these are the mixtures that we are using in our daily life. Okay. Otherwise, nowadays the Sankranti is coming, and in that Sankranti, what we are making a mixed vegetable sabji. Mixed vegetable sabji. Inside it, we are adding all the so many vegetables, so many things we are adding, but it is a mixture of the vegetables, and it's tasty. So this is are the mixtures are useful to us? Yes, mixtures are useful to us. And how will you separate each component from the mixture, that is semolina, salt, iron and iron fillings? So first of all, semolina and salt and iron fillings we have to separate from the mixture of this. So iron, how we can separate? If I simply move the magnet over the dish of a semolina, iron and salt solution, iron salt, then the iron fillings are there that get stuck to the magnet. Okay, afterwards when this salt is there, when we put some water inside it, the salt dissolves inside it, and semolina also will get separate. And salt, how we are getting? By evaporating the water, we get the salt return again. So in this way there are different methods of the separating the things from the mixture. You might remember that mixing unwanted substances in a foodstuff is called as a adulteration of food. Yes, in other words, the adulterated foodstuff is also a kind of a mixture. Yes, adulterant means, you know that some people are there, they are adding the sawdust inside the that mirchi powder is there, inside chili powder, inside they are adding this brick powder. Afterwards, in our tea powder is there, inside it they are adding the woods powder. Then afterwards, if you know, in the semolina they are adding the iron fillings. So these are also the examples of the which mixture. But it is a adulterant foodstuffs are there. It is in the form of a mixture. When an unwanted and harmful substance is mixed with another substance, and resulting mixture is no longer remains useful. In such a cases, miss here what I told you, unwanted. You know that if you see the groundnuts when we are bringing from the shop, the stones having the same color like the groundnut, they are adding inside it. It is also a adulteration of that groundnut. So these unwanted or harmful substances, the unwanted it is and it is harmful. When we add, then it is called as a mixture and it is the adulteration. Another substance, that resulting mixture is no longer remains useful. In such a cases, we separate the unwanted ingredients from the mixtures. We have to separate this, and for this purpose we are doing the simple and easy method such as straining, that is filtering, sifting. Straining means चाळणी, sifting means that we are saying no, your mother is using soup, पाखडणे. Picking, just pick it with the hand and separate it. Sorting, just separate the two things. Winnowing, ufanane, the Marathi word is there. Combining with the magnet. If we move the magnet over it, then what happens? The iron fillings are separating. The next, it is a sublimation are the method. Sublimation is the method we are using to sublimate, means two things are there. Okay, that process is there forward we will see. Which ingredients from which the mixer could be separated by using this method. So these are the simple methods. By using this method we can separate the things from the useful material. So here by using these methods we are separating the things from the mixture. Now which ingredients from which mixture could be separated by using these methods? For example, now we will take the example of this. So here first method is given here, that is straining. Okay, so by using the straining we are separating the tea powder from the tea. Yes, okay. Shifting, by shifting what we are doing, if some of the plant that straws are there, okay, if strips are present inside the jawar, bajra, then by sifting, pakhadne, that method I told you, we are separating it. Picking, if small stones are present inside the rice, otherwise any groundnut, then we can separate it by the picking method. Sorting, we can sorting, suppose potatoes, whenever we are coming from the market, all the things we are bringing inside one bag only. So then afterwards we are separating the onions, then ginger, garlic, whatever we brought, we are sorting it and we are making separating. Winnowing, you know that in the olden days inside, what happens, this winnowing method is there using, by using the small plant parts are there, get separated from the jawar, bajra and all, and by combining with the magnet. So some magnetic substances are there like iron, it is separated by this method. Okay, and these are the different methods we are using for the separate. So this method is called as a winnowing. See here, this is called as a winnowing, this is sifting, it is hand picking, it is the straining, then afterwards it is the separating. This method is called as a, your mother is using this to separate the butter from the milk. Now here it is the method of distillation. Okay, so here they told you to name it. So names are, first of all, this method is called as a hand picking. So write down this. Next method it is given here, that is the straining. This method is called as a straining. This is winnowing. This is hand picking, I told you before only. Then it is sifting, sifting, and here it is this method churning, we are saying to it. Churning means that method is just separate this from this. Now the next method is called as a distillation. So first of all, the method of distillation is used to separate the salt from the water. And for that, here we have to take a round bottom flask, okay, and inside it we have to put the salty water. Just I will explain you the figure at first, then we will discuss about it. So here this is a thermometer. This bottle is called as a round bottom flask, and it has a extension, and here it was joined with the condenser, okay. For this is a condenser. Its structure is it has a two pipes. One pipe is, if you see in the picture, here it is the one pipe. From this the cold water is moving, and here it is one more pipe is there. From this the vapors, when we are boil this water, at that time what happens, the boiled water enters through this bent tube into this inside tube of a glass, and continuously the cold water enter from this side, and hot water is moving from just moving out from this side. And due to this what happens, the condensation of the water vapors takes place, and water drops are formed, and that water drops are there, it collects inside this beaker, okay. So this is a figure, beaker, otherwise we are saying to it that is a flask. So how is the process going on, that we will discuss at first. So we have to take the salty water in this round bottom flask, and this is the net, okay, and on this net we have to put this flask. This is tripod stand, this is the burner, and by using burner we have to provide heat to this salty water. When we start to give the heat to it, first of all what happens, the water turns into water vapors. And as you know that water vapors are lighter than the water, so it moves upside, and what happens, via this way it enters into condenser. In condenser, due to the cold temperature that water vapors are there, it condenses means water gaseous form turns into the liquid. This process is called as a condensation, and that liquid is there, water converts into liquid, and it is collected inside this flask. And when we continue this process, all the water from this flask, round bottom flask, it evaporates, and we are collecting it here, and the salt is there, it left behind inside the flask. So the condensation is the process using to separate, or distillation method is there. This process is used to separate the things which are mixed with each other, okay. So here it is, this is the method we are using to separate the salt from the water. Now here in this process inside, the salt which was dissolved inside the water we separated by using this method, okay, and that method is called as a distillation, okay. So here process is given, just now I told you how it is, just I am going to read it now because I had explained you. Take some salty water in a round bottom flask. Arrange the apparatus as shown in the figure. Just now I told you that. Start heating the liquid in the flask. Place the wire gauze on it. This is called as a wire gauze or a net. This is wire gauze or a net. Observe the wire gauze. Observe the conical flask slowly. So conical flask inside, it is like a cone shape, that's why it is conical shape. Here after some time what happens, the drops of waters are falling inside it. Then the salt water in the round bottom flask boils. The salty water starts boiling on heating. The water in it vaporizes. when the water passes through this condenser, due to the cold temperature, the water turns into the water drops. So here getting water vapors passes through the inclined tube. It gets cooled due to surrounding cold water and condenses, and it forms the water, and that water drops are there, it falls into the conical flask. Thus the drops falling into the conical flask are of the water from the salt solution in the round bottom flask, and salt left behind into the round bottom flask. When the water has collected in the conical flask, this method is called as a distillation method, and distillation is also used for the purification of impure liquids. Okay, so this method is we are using for separation of impure liquids. So today we are going to stop here only. All of you draw this figure. This figure is important because distillation method, if they are asking show the process of distillation, you have to draw this figure, and separately this figure also they are asking to you in the exam. So all of you do the practice of this figure, this methods also all of you keep in your mind, and all of you read the lesson. Okay, so today we are going to stop here only. Okay, thank you and have a good day.